What if you can upload your memory? Okay, maybe not the literal memory from your brain, but you can definitely upload your AI agent's memory. Your agent memory encapsulates all the experience that you've accumulated while working on a certain project. This would actually be very useful for someone, and the reverse would be true. If someone vibe coded a product and hit 10K MRR within 2 months, they have gone through the process of ideation, designing, building, QA, marketing, wouldn't you want that experience for yourself? This is why I built an open source project that allows your agents to package your memory effectively so that you can upload it, share it, use it however you want. The project is called AMP and it stands for Agent Memory Protocol. The best way to gain access to this is on my GitHub with this link right here, which I will include in the description below. A good way to think about this is that AMP is actually just a packaging pipeline for your memory. And the start of this pipeline is kind of the current state right now, which is just users having their memory files on their local, right? The word wiki here, it's called creator wiki in this pipeline graph. It's because recently Carpethy's LLM wiki went super viral, and that is the default memory and knowledge storage format that AMP is using, and that has implications when we actually unpack the memory from the memory pack. But we'll get to that later. So right now, files are on your local. AMP is going to capture bits of memory from your local memory files with the AMP capture skill. The result of that is a .amp package that is your memory distilled into the useful bits and in a very specific format. You can see here that under your pack, we have manifest.json, which includes the metadata and what's required for this pack. This is actually very important in terms of identity. So who actually made the pack and a signed signature that can identify the pack with the actual user. And agents.md, this is basically a set of rules you can copy and paste into your cloud.md, or if you're using Codex, the caps agents.md, right? And then under the memory folder is where the groups of memory actually lives. The separation of these memory is actually very, very interesting. It is actually one of the two main reasons why AMP is so effective. In AMP, we use semantic splitting of these memory files. What that means is that it's going to be grouped by what category of tasks they apply to. Not the specific tasks, but the category. Like operating principles, engineering principles, marketing principles, copy, voice, that kind of stuff. Different domains of work. The rules for routing to these memory files is handled inside of agents.md. So the second reason why AMP is so effective is because it encodes these memories into 4 primitive types. First one is goal. Goals are what the user is trying to accomplish, not the agent, but what the user is trying to accomplish. Second is claims. Claims are the facts that are true to the user and the agent should treat it as truth. This is important because some facts are literally only true to you. For example, you plan to downgrade your Claude Code by Wednesday, and that is not a fact that you can find on the internet, but it is true to you. Third is directives. They are the do's or the don'ts instructions. They are the SOPs. They can go from simple instructions like don't include M dashes in my copies to very complicated engineering specific instructions. And the last primitive is demonstrations. These are your worked examples of how things should done. Sometimes it's easier to show than instruct. For example, write my YouTube script exactly like this, or write code exactly like this. It's just much easier to show the model what to do. And believe it or not, most of your AI's memory gets encapsulated in one of these 4 primitives. For this project, I ran about 80 unit tests on whether a month of memory can be categorized in one of these 4 primitives. And the answer is yes, no memory was unclassifiable. And the subtlety here is how a primitive is constructed, like semantically, the shape. A goal is a context plus outcome, because a goal is intention bound to a situation. A claim is a subject plus an assertion. A claim is just a piece of world state attached to the thing that it's about. Directive is a context plus behavior, because a directive is an action rule you only follow in the right situation. And demonstrations, they don't have a fixed shape because itself is the instruction. So that is the bulk of the technology there, and I think the rest is really not all that complicated. The next step is to upload your memory pack and share it anywhere you like. Another interesting project is called MemoryMarket, which is going to be the world's first marketplace to buy and sell your agent's memory. We'll talk about it in a different video, but that is where you can actually upload the memory packet that you just created. And now that we talked about the distillation process, the upload process, let's talk about the installation process, which is quite simple. You just use the amp install command in your CLI on a specific package, and it's just gonna download that package. And with it, the last step in this whole pipeline is the unpack skill, which unpacks the memory in your local machine, which allows your AI agent to effectively read the memory and use it in your daily tasks. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like to use the CLI. I promise it's very simple. First of all, you're going to go on my GitHub, and the link is right here. You're going to go to the install section, click on the copy icon, and copy this npm install command. Go to your coding agent. In this case, I'm using Claude Code. I'm literally just going to go, hey Claude, install this, and Claude is literally just going to go ahead and install it for you. After the installation is done, we can literally just say, hey Claude, can you extract 1 month's worth of memory with this package and put it in a test folder. I'm gonna go ahead and run this, and your coding agent is literally just gonna go inspect the skill, and if needed, figure out how to use the package. It's just gonna keep running here, and we'll check back when it's done. So it actually finished really quickly, but it says it's not signed. Let's ask it to finish the whole process. We're just gonna say, can you sign it for me and verify? And hopefully this time it'll finish the whole process. And there we go, it's all done. As you can see, the package name here is arc0 memory 30 days. This is a signature, it's valid. So let's actually check it out here. We're gonna open a workspace, amp packs, arc0 test, that's our company. You see agents.md, manifest.json, and then all the memory here split into domains. You see that each memory has a type, has an assertion, and then has a context, which is scope here, which means that this worked correctly on my machine. Okay guys, that is the video. We went over a conceptual view of how agent memory protocol works, how easily you can extract and upload your agent's memory. Although we briefly touched upon how the other end of the equation, which is uploading and downloading memory, works, we haven't really gotten into the details, and that's for the next video. In the next video, we're going to talk about exactly how you can upload your memory onto MemoryMarket and actually make some money with the memory files that you already have. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.